Who won the NFL coaching derby? So I think this is a really interesting question, especially because the Dallas Cowboy job is still open. And I think when you have Brian Schottenheimer, the lead candidate for that job, I'm amazed that that's who the Dallas Cowboys are defaulting to. I think the real question here is, who got the best guy? Is it by default the Chicago Bears and Ben Johnson? I don't know. Is Aaron Glenn a better fit with the Jets? Well, if they had a general manager, I might actually argue that he is. But you understand the Jets don't have a GM and they hired a head coach before they hired a GM. And the head coach is already talking about the fact he wants Aaron Rodgers back. So the GM that's going to get hired can't have a say on the coach or the quarterback. It's the Jets jetting, right? And the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Saints, those jobs are still open. Jacksonville is still open, and they fired Trent Baalke yesterday. Probably the winner of the NFL coaching derby, Mike Vrabel, was the shoe-in, no doubt about it, best hire for the New England Patriots. And now he's got already his 2 coordinators hired, and they're both elite and have a track record of being elite coordinators. So did the Bears really win it with Ben Johnson, or, Jake, was it the New England Patriots with Mike Vrabel?
Yeah, I think it was the Bears with Ben Johnson. I mean, I think that the Bears don't have to deal with any of this front office, head coach, coordinator stuff that other organizations are dealing with. The Bears are in a unique position where they kept their front office, they believe in their front office, and everyone's in alignment from, polls on up. And I think that hiring Ben Johnson, again, while he wouldn't have been my pick per se, I think it's a great hire for the position that they're in as an organization. Now, the thing I would say about Vrabel and the Patriots is it was a feel-good hire. Vrabel, obviously former Patriot, clear legacy hire. Like, it was always going to be him. The question's going to be, though, is Bobby Kraft Bobby, is he going to continue to spend money and water the plant, if you will? Is he going to give Vrabel what he needs to go out and be successful? Because ultimately, you can have a great head coach and great coordinators, but if you don't have talent on the roster, it doesn't matter, right? Like that. So it'll be interesting to see if Bob Kraft decides to open the checkbook a little bit and go out and actually build a quality football team. But I have no doubt that the Bears won this cycle, even though Dallas hasn't hired anybody yet, and
have no doubt.
I have no doubt. I think the Bears are and here's why. The Bears went from a team that drafts Caleb Williams, got the star guy in the draft, but had an awful coaching staff, right? Coaching staff and front office, in my opinion, based on how this year went, we're not in alignment about like how we should be using Caleb Williams, the direction of the franchise. Like, and you saw that play out on the field. You saw the misery and the Hail Mary thing with the Commanders. And like, we had all these moments during the season. And so I say that the Bears won this cycle because they now have a guy who, in my opinion, is fully in step with what Poles and Kevin Warren and everybody wants going on. And I also like that Ben Johnson embraces the division. Ben Johnson embraces the rivalries.
This is not, this to me, I don't think that this is, I don't know that this is a great look for Ben Johnson.
I know this is the toughest division of football right now. There's 3 teams that made the playoffs this year. I've got tremendous amount of respect for the coaches and the players in this league, having competed against them for the last 6 years. Dan Campbell, Kevin O'Connell, you're talking about 2 guys that are up for Coach of the Year awards as the season ends here. And to be quite frank with you, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
I don't love that look. I'm just, because why are you haven't done a damn thing yet. You didn't beat Matt LaFleur as a head coach. You beat him as an offensive coordinator. Congratulations. Like, this is that weird bravado thing that so many people have talked about with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson likes to take a lot of the credit for the success in Detroit, and I'm not about that. Take credit for the success of the offense. Right? But you also had an elite defense until they lost just about everybody on that unit. I like Ben Johnson. It's a good hire. I am a little worried that he's the next Matt Gase. I'm a little worried that he is
crazy eyes.
I'm a little worried about that. And then we're still stuck with George McCaskey.
The first words out of his mouth were, "I want this job." The last thing he said before we turned off the camera was, "Did I tell you that I want this job?" I was especially struck, and he referenced it in his comments, that this is the toughest division of football, and he wants to be here. He wants to go up against Campbell, LaFleur, and O'Connell, and wants to succeed in the toughest environment possible. I was very impressed by it.
George, if you could take a walk on some thin ice on Lake Michigan this spring, that'd be appreciated. So because he wants the job, we got to hire him. What are you, the AFC North with this toughest division in football thing? I'm probably just negative Nathaniel. I get it. And I understand this is introduce the next legendary guy for the Bears. I get it. Let's win a game, and then we can talk a load of junk. Let's win the division, then we can talk about how tough the division is. Because this division turned out not to be such a tough division.
What do you mean? How is it not a tough division?
Because the Bears and Packers were very average teams. The Vikings were slightly above average until, the playoffs, and then they looked like sheep. And Detroit was so injured that they were playing with one hand tied behind their back. My opinion is it's good when it's good, but I thought the division was pretty average this year. Right? And I thought Detroit was really good. I thought the injuries hurt him in the postseason. I think we found out who Sam Darnold is as a postseason quarterback until he proves he's not. Jordan Love is not an elite quarterback in this league, even though he's paid like it. Right? Bears didn't have a head coach, didn't have an offensive coordinator, didn't have anything. Would you rather be the Bengals, Browns, Ravens, and Steelers, or the Packers, Bears, Vikings, and Lions?
Yeah, I think the AFC North is that's the Ravens division till the end of time. And I don't know. I guess this came off just a little bit differently to me. I like that he embraces the division. I think that yes, he was the coordinator, but his offenses were lethal. And to me, I would rather have a guy that's embraces the energy and is about it than a guy like Eberflus or any of these other jamokes that have, been the head coach for the last 10 years, trying to tell us that they're just so enamored with the city and, oh, it's great. And the Bears are a historic organization. Ben, to me, came across as, yes, a little bit weird, yes, but I'm glad that he embraces that rivalry, because for a decade the Packers and Aaron Rodgers have told us how much better they are than the Bears. So I would love nothing more than for Ben Johnson to come in, get this offense right, and to go out and embrace that and talk junk for sure. Yeah, like the Bears could use a little bit of that energy.
Where's Dennis Allen? Where's your staff? I need to see it. Bradley Dunkel, Ryan Poles drafted Justin Fields 11, traded him for a 4th-round pick to pick a prima donna quarterback. What prima donna quarterback did we pick? Then decided to put weapons around him rather than build around Fields, who is loved in the locker room.
Again, you just are uninformed.
So did he go to Pittsburgh and win the job? No. Why didn't he win the job? Because Justin Fields struggles to read the back end of the defense, and his first instinct has never changed from run first guy. He's not a gifted thrower of the football. And when you look at the Bears situation, Caleb Williams was anything but a prima donna quarterback. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you're talking about Caleb, he was not in any way, shape, or form a prima donna. I have no idea what you're talking about. And I think that Ryan Poles is stuck between ownership and and it depends on who you believe now, because they're saying that Ryan Poles has full control and authority over football decisions, which he needs. He's actually done a really good job building this roster with one obvious weakness: the running game, which includes the offensive line and running backs who can pass pro.
But again, it all in time. I mean, I think people forget where they're at in this process. I mean, people, like, I see comments all the time where people are like, oh, well, Poles didn't build the offensive line. What an idiot. Well, it's like, hey, he's one season into the rebuild with Caleb Williams in this version of the team.
Yeah.
Like, you got to give it a couple of drafts.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really trying to figure out, like, this comment, and I'd have to go back. I don't think Ryan Poles drafted Justin Fields. I'm probably ahead of myself. Didn't Pace draft? It doesn't matter. Bradley, you could not be more incorrect about this comment. It makes no sense whatsoever. And yeah, Kevin Warren got USC and UCLA in the Big Ten, far from the worst commish. Who's saying that Kevin Warren was a bad commissioner? Some of the comments you guys make, I have no idea what you're talking. If you think that Kevin Warren, who had a massive hand in negotiating that media deal and expanding the conference, was a bad commissioner, I don't know what a good commissioner looks like.
Agreed.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Eric, I don't know who. Yeah, which is fine. So far, head coach hires New England, Chicago Jets, waiting for the rest to be finished to say who did the best. There is no doing better than, I think it's Vrabel with the Patriots, Johnson with the Bears. Aaron Glenn, I think, is going to be a really good head coach, but you're so damn dysfunctional. How do you hire a coach and then have the coach make an Aaron Rodgers decision before you ever hire a general manager?
And again, I'm just asking, why did you hire another defensive coach after you fired Bobby?
And if you're Jacksonville, you don't have a coach and you fired your GM yesterday. And if you're the Raiders, you're actually doing football better than the Jets and the Jags. You hired a general man. Oh, excuse me. Tommy Two-Face hired a general manager yesterday. Tom Brady's guy from Tampa is getting the job in Las Vegas. They're going to hire a coach, right? Then they're going to move forward.
Yeah.
But the thing that bothers me about the Bears is who is going to be the coordinators for Ben Johnson.
Yeah, it's interesting, like, with a guy like Ben Johnson, the OC they hire, how much, like, if you're going to go and be Ben Johnson's offensive coordinator, what does that look like? Because he's going to call the plays. You know that he's going to want to run his scheme as the head coach of the Bears. So for me, like, I'm not so concerned about his offensive coordinator. I'm with you. I'm concerned about, like, where's Dennis Allen? Like, we need to make that hire.
I'm more concerned about who his offensive line coach is going to be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. But hey, I could be wrong. Brandon Butler, Dunkel, Pace drafted Fields. Thank you. Poles had nothing to do with that. Dunkel said, okay, sorry, you got rid of the 11th pick for the 4th round pick. Hey, just out of curiosity, you don't think that Carolina trade was any good? You don't think, like, I mean, you can say a lot of things about the Bears, ownership, whatever. The idea that getting the number 1 pick and DJ Moore to draft Caleb Williams was somehow bad, and that Caleb was a prima donna quarterback, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dude.
Yeah, and I don't know what you're. Brandon Butler, I would love to see the Bears get Scadaboo. Why? You cannot play in the NFL the way that Scadaboo played at Arizona State. That does not work. We've seen it 100 times in this.
But surely he's got the ability to change a bit.
Go back to the old ways of punishing running game. But you can't go back to the old ways because the linebackers are faster and more physical than the running backs now.
Yeah.
There's no
Caleb Williams. You're going to run a lot of West Coast stuff.
And this league is not a punishing running league anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have the offensive lineman built to be a punishing running game. You don't invest in quarterbacks at the level that NFL teams invest in quarterbacks and skill positions. And even though you have $69 million in cap space, you don't, that's just not how you win in this league. If you look, Kansas City has no running game. You look at the way that Tommy won in Tampa and Indiana or in New England. Those weren't brutal running games. They were capable of running when they needed to.
How'd that work out for the Ravens, bro?
And but the Ravens don't have a guy that can throw the football competently.
No, but my point is that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that the Ravens prioritize the running game, right? They've got a quarterback that is better at running than throwing, and they have Derrick Henry. And so everyone thought, hey, well, this is going to be a power running team. And obviously, Derrick had a great year. Lamar had a great year. But when it comes down to winning, the Eagles are the best example of this. When Jalen Hurts is right and that deep ball is working, they're really tough to beat, man, especially now that they have Saquon and they embrace Saquon. But I think to your point, it's not like Saquon's running dudes over. Derrick Henry stiff arms a lot of guys, but it's not the old, like, just go through the A gap and just blow people up and that's how you're going to get by people anymore. It's much more of like, hey, the teams who run the football have an offensive line that can create the hole and put their guy in a position to win the one-on-one battle with the backer. And that's where I say, hey, like, the Bears need to beef up that offensive line. There's no question about it, but they don't need to beef it up to create, a 1,500-yard back. They need to beef it up to create hopefully like an 800-yard back, but a great passing game.
Yeah.
And that's what needs to happen.
Wasikowski, Scotty Montgomery is rumored for the OC in Chicago. That would be a terrible hire. I mean, and listen, I understand guys need second chances. He's on like his fifth chance. Not a good head coach. Didn't he get fired at Maryland? And now he's a running backs coach. But again, Ben Johnson's your offensive coordinator. So, Joey B, thanks to Mrs. Monty, I'm now criticizing wardrobe choices on HGTV House Hunters. Yeah, we do it all the time. Mark Andrews choked. Exactly. Zonka and Riggins as big as old linemen back in the day. It would be amazing if we could bring Walter Payton and Keith Van Horn back to the Bears.
The Bears, the monsters of the Midway.
It's not who the NFL is anymore.
Yeah.
And I would love to see, to Brandon Butler's point, I would love to see, I would love to see a bruising running game win a Super Bowl. You've got to have a quarterback who is capable of standing in the pocket and delivering the football. You have to, I think it's a program thing. You have to be able to keep your guys healthy.
Yeah.
And you have to score 30 points a game. Because every other offense is going to score 30 points a game.
And I think it's what's interesting about the Commanders, right? Like the Commanders are not a great run defense, and it's why I think they're gonna give up a good bit of points to the Eagles because the Eagles are gonna run it right down their throat most of the game.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is the Commanders have said, hey, we'll sacrifice run defense for scoring offense. They've made that choice, and that's what I'm interested in with Ben Johnson and the staff he puts together and how they go about it. What will the new weakness of the Bears be?
We'll see. Mile High Phil, morning, fellas. Been busy working all morning, so getting a chance to chime in here. But the days of John Riggins are over. You better off to get a scat back who can make people miss in tackles. And again, I look at the way that running games are built in this league. And your running quarterback, your mobile dual threat quarterback sets up most of that. And I think, again, I just look at the teams that are left here. And Washington has a good running back. Their best offensive weapon is Jaden Daniels running. You look at the Jets, who have Aaron Rodgers, who's not mobile at all anymore. You look at, I'm trying to think of Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Who's the best running back in Buffalo?
Yeah.
And I don't even love that because he takes all those collisions. Delaric, it's not power run with complete passing game anymore. It's spread the field, throwing it, and hit the gaps running now. I agree with that. The Mayor McCluskey, hello. Bring in Jay Cutler to coach Caleb Williams. There you go. That'll be terrible. Brandon Butler, Keith Van Horn, I think, weighed 275 pounds as an O-lineman. He'd be a tight end in the current NFL.
Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right. I just think it's an interesting look at these. I think the Dallas Cowboys are in real trouble. The Dallas Cowboys are in real trouble.
Yeah, I just don't understand why Jerry dragged his feet so much on hiring somebody. I mean, you're the Dallas Cowboys. You should be going out to try and get, the best available candidate. And I'm sorry, I'm not sitting here, fawning over Brian Schottenheimer. I'm just not. I'm sure, he's a solid coach and everything, but Jerry is hiring based on relationships, not on quality. And that's the hard part is you hadn't heard Jerry being linked to Vrabel like that. You didn't hear Ben Johnson to Dallas, right? You didn't hear any of that smoke. It was Deion. And now all of a sudden that's cooled way off. And now it's all about Schottenheimer and a couple other odds and ends. And it's all right, here's another retread of a coach, right? A guy, he's got the name, he's been in the league a while. And what do you think that's going to do for you? And that's my problem for the Cowboys is you're behind now. That's why I like the Bears hire. Last week I said, hey, if the Bears don't announce a hire before this holiday weekend's over, you're doing it wrong. You got to get this done. And that announcement came on Monday, I believe it was.
Yeah, we'll see. The natural James Cook had a solid year, 1,000-yard. Yeah, I was just watching something of him yesterday. I think he had 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns. No running back in Buffalo lost a fumble this year. Josh Allen, 531 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns. He's there. James Cook's a good back, no doubt about it. I don't think Jared dragged his feet. I think no real coach wants to work for him.
And that's also part of it.
There is a belief out there, Brandon, that when you fired Mike McCarthy, the way that they handled that, you hurt yourself in trying to hire another coach.
Yeah.
Which is why they're going to go in-house with Brian Schottenheimer. Because I think the disrespect that they laid on Mike McCarthy, it crippled him from getting a job, which is probably why they did it. And it absolutely... So if you don't remember, Jerry Jones let Mike McCarthy coach as a lame duck this year. Then when the season ended and the Bears asked permission to interview McCarthy, they declined to allow that to happen. The Cowboys did. And then you're looking at a situation where you have an entire week that goes by. They don't really interview him for the job and then announce a mutual parting of the ways. Meanwhile, most teams were on their third round of interviews. That's not ideal. And I think a lot of people notice that. And I think that it's very interesting that Deion Sanders, the belief around the NFL is that Deion Sanders cooled on that idea. Because Jerry Jones really wanted to hire Deion. And I think Deion chilled on that idea. But who knows? Who knows? Jera once again proves he cares more about headlines and his boys more than results. We'll see. We'll see what he does. No one wants to deal with Jerry as a GM. Could be. Is the best available coach for Dallas is the guy they let go? Probably. If you weren't going to hire Deion Sanders, why did you let Mike McCarthy go?
Who knows?
Brian Schottenheimer, who has zero head coaching experience, is likely to get that job. That's not great. Jerry wanted to fire McCarthy. Now he's scrambling to find the next hire. I think the Jags and Jets are doing this ass backwards. I don't understand what the Jags are doing. They fired Trent Baalke, their general manager, yesterday. the hiring cycle is over in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like the two best guys are gone. Actually, the three best guys are gone. Vrabel, Johnson, and Aaron Glenn, who I think were the three best available guys.
Totally.
Where do you go now? Now you're going to take a risk. And I don't know how you fix that. Because now in Jacksonville, and maybe they're going to be Jets. I don't know. Maybe you're going to hire a coach before a GM. That's a horrendous way to do business.
Uh-huh.
You need to hire a general manager, let that general manager do a full-scale head coaching search, and then let him hire a head coach. But guys aren't doing that. And I don't understand that. No way Jerry would give up the power to let Deion be Deion. I think he wanted to hire him. I do. What's interesting about the Cowboys is that late in the season, they won like 4 of their 5 last games, and Jerry was publicly giving support to McCarthy. Then he got canned. It makes no sense that you did not allow him to interview for the Bears job.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you look petty. It makes you look like you just wanted to spite him.
Brandon Butler, I think Balky should have been let go before Peterson because I don't think coaches want to work for Balky. Khan has no idea what he's doing as an owner. Trent Baalke is a controversial figure. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that for certain. Okay. Can we get to this top 50 fast food list? Listen, I'm glad you guys are here, but you're disgusting. When I read you the top 5 most popular, just in the comments section right now, what do you think the number 1 most popular fast food restaurant in the country is?
Well, I think most people are going to say McDeezy, but
what do you think it is?
I would go McDeezy too. There's just so many of them. You see them everywhere.
It is McDonald's.
Okay.
Starbucks is number 2.
Really?
And last year, it was number 1.
Starbucks is considered fast food?
Apparently. And then we get disgusting. And it's things... I lose faith in America. And listen, I understand not all of us can live on the Gulf of America.
Right.
Not all of us...
Such as in like...
Yeah, not all of us are able to go to never mind. When you have Chick-fil-A as the number 3... most popular fast food restaurant, I hope you're pissing blood today. I just I just cannot imagine. I cannot imagine that you're eating Chick-fil-A at this rate. You want to know what's worse? Where's Oak State James, who said on YouTube and Twitter is my butthole is bleeding.
That's a quote. That's not conjecture. That's a quote.
Taco Bell.
How? I get it. You
How?
want your Crunchwrap Supreme, and you want your taco pizza, and
they're doing $19 million in sales per location. How? Wendy's number 5. Okay, Dave's double. I can get down with that.
Baconator.
Dunkin' Donuts number 6. I can get down with that. Give me some Dunkin' Donut holes, man, or whatever they're called. Munchkins.
Munchkins, yes. Dude, Munchkins are fire.
Subway is number 7. Who's
What?
going to Subway over Jersey Mike's?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like, what are we doing?
Why are we making bad decisions like this?
Why do you hurt me like this?
Like,
When you guys go out for lunch, you're like, oh, that jerk Monty, I'm going to Taco Bell. I'm getting a bladder infection at Taco.
like,
Here are some of the other ones that are amazing. Burger King 8. Okay, I get it. Domino's Pizza is 9th.
dude, what are we doing?
Ahead of Chipotle.
Because it's garbage.
Domino's Pizza does
Now,
more.
where are you at in your Chipotle life right now?
I
you
eat
have
Chipotle.
sworn it off, or you're
I
back
eat
on it?
Chipotle 4 or 5 times a week. Double chicken burrito. Brown
4
rice.
or 5 times a week now.
Shut up. Double chicken burrito, brown, don't judge me. Brown rice, black beans, pico, and queso. I know it's queso. Queso. I probably realistically I probably have 3 burritos a week at Chipotle.
Huh.
Because I found a guy. He is my burrito Mensa. Is that wait? He is Mensa level burrito maker.
Macaque.
He's my namaste MFer on burritos. He is my Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, he wraps your meat, huh?
He is absolutely.
His
I mean,
cock.
you should watch that guy, the strength in that man's knuckles when
Dude.
he's rolling a burrito.
It's
There's
deep.
nothing more stimulating than watch a dude roll a burrito and then you shove that thing in your mouth and you're just like, this is what ecstasy really feels like. Daddy. Right? And so when you find your Mensa, your Miyagi, your
Lover boy.
to roll your burrito, when you find this dude to roll your burrito,
Stay hard.
you go there. You do that. You stare at his knuckles like they're the only thing that matters in your life. Because let's be honest, if you get a poorly rolled burrito at a Chipotle, your life sucks. It's over. It's
Fucking
meaningless.
A.
Your soul dies the minute somebody rolls you a bad burrito.
Dude.
Oh.
I feel
Wow.
like I might have gotten carried away there.
Might have?
Here's one that's really interesting to me. Panera Bread is 11th? Is Panera Bread still a thing? Pizza Hut doing millions of dollars less in sales than Domino's? Here's one that is really shocking. Jack in the Box is 19th, but Sonic is 13th?
Okay, I haven't been to a Sonic and
And you want to get really crazy? Who the hell is eating at Panda Express? Who, my wife, we have quite a few Panda Expresses around the crib. That's my house where I live. My point is, my wife is like, oh, dude, do you know they're doing orange chicken burritos there?
no.
And I think she's kidding because I don't think she would even consider putting that in her mouth. That came out wrong.
Wow,
my
dude.
point is,
Wow.
I don't
dude.
think she would seriously consider eating an orange chicken burrito from Panda Express. They have orange chicken burritos. If you're eating at Panda Express, you got to check it before you wreck it.
Dude, that just looks gnarly.
You're
Ugh.
telling me that Whataburger is 22nd. Jersey Mike's 25th. You
Dude, you guys are
absolute
dumb, dude.
buffoons.
like,
Subway
what?
is 7th. Subway is 7th. And you're telling me Jimmy John's is 28th. Jersey Mike's is 25th. And you're telling me that Subway is 7th.
Listen,
Have you no soul?
listen, I know that you guys like the meatball sub at Subway. I get it. I understand. This is ridiculous. Like, Jersey Mike's is superior.
Del Taco 43rd.
What are the people saying about this?
That they like Del Taco far less than Taco Bell. Zona Tucson, Subway sucks ass. Mayor, what about Chuck E. Cheese? Not on the list somehow.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Chuck-a-Rama.
Mayor McCluskey, who made this list? Alex Caruso? No, ESPN, the same guys who did the football list. Is this the most popular fast food restaurants? Not good places to eat. They're not good places to eat. They're not. Nothing beats Subway's dolphin turtle sandwich.
Dude,
Bro.
what are we doing?
Big Papa War Machine. Jimmy John's is trash. I like it more than Subway. What's your favorite spot? Payway at? No. Please tell me.
No.
If there is common decency left in this world, Payway is not on this list.
Jackass.
Please don't have Payway on this list. Please. As a former Catholic who's Qdoba, 39th. Crumble Cookies is 38th. You guys are ridiculous. No, Payway is not on this list.
Okay, so we've got a win there.
Papa Murphy's is 40. You're going to Domino's before you're going to Papa Murphy's.
No, they're not going anywhere. That's the point.
Del Taco.
Crinkle cuts at Del Taco are goated.
Del Taco or Taco Bell. It's Del Taco
Dude, it's Del
every single time.
The Double Del is so underrated, man. Like I would rather have a Double Del than an Ultimate Cheeseburger.
I give up.
I would rather have
Dude, do you hear the things you're saying?
What?
You're talking.
Don't try to put this on me, dude.
God.
You turned me on to the Double Del.
Okay.
You are the originator of the Double Del, bro. What are you talking about right now, dude?
No.
Dude.
God. Now listen, this is the guy that when you go to an Italian place, he'll ask them if they have chicken burritos.
Right.
Take that with a grain of salt. This dude gets a chicken burrito everywhere we go.
Uh-huh.
But I don't disagree that Del Taco makes a good double cheeseburger. I'm not going there for a double cheeseburger, dog. Give me their chicken burrito thing that is.
Ain't no reset.
Give me their crunchy taco. I haven't had Del Taco since it's got to be almost a year now. When's the last time we had Del Taco?
It's been a long time.
The only fast food I eat right now is Chipotle, and if that really is. The ultimate cheeseburger is supreme. Oh, my God.
It is. It's very good.
So good. Philly cheesesteaks, not bad. Jack in the Box should be number 50 because of the infamous E. coli burger with a large side of botulism.
Okay, dude.
Dude, it's so good. Zona, yes, Jack in the Box is amazing. I think Whataburger is largely underrated, and you need to mea culpa that.
Okay.
You need to mea culpa that.
Me?
Like, what is it you hate about Whataburger?
I just didn't love it. Like, their fry game was mid. Like, the burger itself was just Like, maybe it was just that location.
Big Papa War Machine. I'm sad Del Taco failed in Texas. Now I got to kill myself with Taco
Jesus,
Casa,
dude.
which almost always, no matter which one I go to, has a hair in it. So why do you keep going? And we wonder.
Yeah.
We wonder about, Delaric, I would go to Del Taco if we had one. Closest one is 125 miles
Well,
away.
just treat it like James does,
Yeah.
125 miles to get to the promised land.
Dude, how is Buc-ee's not on this list? It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It is what it is. I love you all professionally. Thank you for being here. Please stop eating at Taco Bell. Unless they want to advertise it, I'm going to tell you to eat that.
Yeah, Taco Bell's incredible.
The Mexican pizza every day.
Dude, their cheese fries, incredible.
The fact that they sell chicken nuggets at Del Taco.
Nuggies.
I'm sorry. The fact that they sell dino nuggies at you guys, I ordered 10 pounds of Impossible chicken nuggets yesterday. And I'm not sorry, and I'm not embarrassed about it.
Ketchup or ranch?
Your mom. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.